Alright. I just finished some games with my friends. I'm sitting here not doing anything. I was thinking about you starting to play through. And so I thought that I would make this video of me starting a new game and just going through the tutorial and just sharing maybe some helpful wisdom. Character names don't matter. T. Sex don't matter. Class. You picked thief, you said. We'll go with thief. Gift. The thief class gets the master key automatically, so you don't want to pick that. If you already picked it, it's okay though, because your gift doesn't really matter. We'll take the black fire bombs. Physique. Really skinny. Doesn't matter. Doesn't affect your actual size as far as like how enemies hit you or anything. Face. This is important. No, it's not. Bob is the best hairdo in the game. Color. Yellow. Check this out. Go to customize. Go to create similar face. Slide it all the way to different, right? And then mash that X button. Blah, 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 a million times. And just watch it get weird. And stop. It's not too weird, but it gets weird. Oh wait, maybe if I go feature strong, yeah. And feminine tilt on a male build. Yeah, now we get weird. Now we get weird. Look at all that. Okay, not important. Not important. Except start the game.
In the age of ancients,
I told you.
the world was unformed.
Alright, we're gonna skip that cutscene. Dude drops a key down to us. We wake up. We pick up the key. It's important for you to read all these. They basically teach you the buttons. I'm not going to go through that. You probably... I imagine you were taking your time and looking at things. And hopefully you even looked out here and noticed the big monster. That's not the one you run into here. That one is actually below the floor of the room where you fight the one that you've run into already. Okay, you probably gathered bonfires or checkpoints. When you rest at them, you get your heals back. You haven't even gotten your healing yet because you haven't talked to Oscar, but okay. Anyway, we open this door. Fun fact, if you crank your joystick and look all the way up, look at that. You can see him up there, sitting there. Hey, buddy. Alright, but you are not meant to fight him. This is just get away, find the door, obviously. I don't even bother with this bonfire. That is an unnecessary checkpoint, but you can rest at it if you want to. Okay, so you got your shield. Now, you hit start, or on the PS5, or in PS4, I think they call it the options button, but it's like the start button. First tab is just like a list of all your items, different types of items. You know, this is like upgrade materials. These are like consumables, keys, spells, blah, 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 blah. Not super important. What's important is you hit the right bumper on the controller to go to this screen. This screen is super important. This is like what's in your right hand. You can have two things here equipped to your right hand. And it says, see at the bottom of the screen, it says right hand. I hope I'm not like, I'm not trying to dumb us down too much, but you want to put your shield in your left hand. Boom. So it's there. And so if you hit the left, oh, see, I was still in the menu. Back out of the menu. If you hit the left directional pad button, you toggle between your two left-hand items. So I have the shield and nothing equipped. So that's what's going on in the bottom left there. So I've just got a shield. I don't have a weapon yet, and we got to deal with this guy. He's gonna... I thought he's supposed to turn and run. He's not gonna turn and run? I swear to God, every playthrough I've done of this game, he turns around and runs up these stairs. Anyway, okay, so we picked up our knife, equip it in the right hand. Boom. Now we're rolling. Now we got a weapon. L1, shield up. R1 is like a regular attack. R2 is like a heavy attack. do damage. That was so weird. I swear to God, I have You're gonna have to let me know if that first arrow dude, as soon as you approached him, if he turned around and ran up the stairs or not, because that was weird. Alright, so we can see Oscar in here. And we can't really get to him. And this is where you died. Here's the trick. Just because now that you know what's coming, I don't feel bad spoiling this, but walk up to the second pillar on the left and then just turn around and stick to that left side when it misses you.
Oh, you.
I'm skipping that.
Regrettably.
I'm like,
No,
I want you to
no, no,
appreciate
no,
the vague dialogue.
Oh. Now I would hate to.
Blah, 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 blah. Story things, and he's like, this is like his dying breath. Actually, I don't think he dies if you stay here and look at him, but if you walk away at a certain distance, it triggers it, and you'll hear a sound effect. There it is. And if you look at the soul count in the bottom right, see, now he's dead. He disappears, and you get 100 souls for his death, even though you didn't kill him. You can kill him, though. There's no harm in doing that. If you kill him, you get the same items. This door, this is the first entrance of, like, the basic level design principles of this game. So, like, this is the first bonfire we lit and sat down at, and our only way to go was through that big door. But now that we opened this door from the other side, now from this bonfire, you can skip all that shit we just ran through and come right back up here. So if you're afraid you're going to die to the ball, and this is another reason I suggest skipping that second bonfire, because if you die to the ball, say you open that door and then die to the ball, it's going to spawn you at the last bonfire you rested at. And so if it's that second one, it's going to be far away from here, which is kind of annoying. But this is the guy who shoved the ball. So you kill him. That was a parry. That was hitting L2 at the right moment to deflect his attack and leave him open to that big stab. That message I just read that's like hitting forward and R1 is a kick. It's kind of hard to do, and it's also particular. Like, some weapons don't have that move. It's really weird. And as you play more of the game, you'll realize, like, weapons have move sets and behave in certain ways. Some weapons don't have the kick. And the kick isn't very important. This guy's shooting arrows. Just walk to his back. Backstab him. This tells you, okay, yeah, like, regular attack behind an enemy is a critical hit, and the L2, it's saying LT because this game thinks I'm using an Xbox controller, but I am using a PlayStation controller, is the parry. Parries are worth practicing. I recommend, maybe not quite at this stage in the game, but once you get, like, into the main area of the game, you find some enemies to just practice the parry. And another reason that the Thief is a good starting class, this parry shield, or what's it called? The target shield. It has a larger parry window. Like, it's more forgiving. It's easier to nail parries on. This is a locked door. It's locked. That's all we know at this point. And before I jump into this, I do recommend hitting start, going to your equipment, or even your inventory. Go to, like, keys you get. Like, we've already picked up 3 keys, including the one we started with. And when you highlight a thing, press square, boom, that'll, like, open up the item description. This is where you're gonna, like, pick up on the story of the game in more depth. Read descriptions. Like, every item in the game has, like, a 1 or 2 sentence description. Yeah, like this. This is the start of the story. A mysterious knight, without saying words, shoved a corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight, and what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one still must forge ahead. But now, if you read that when you get the key, and then you talk to Oscar, the conversation that I skipped, because I want you to do it, you'll know his purpose, and he will kind of tell you what his mission was, and you kind of carry on in his stead. Triangle is an important button. Hit 2 hands your right-hand weapon. So it puts away your shield, but your swinging takes more stamina per swing, but does more damage. And we got the Estus Flask from Oscar. That's our healing item. I'm hitting the down on the D-pad to toggle down. You know, toggle the item, toggle your left hand, toggle your right hand. And the top slot, the up is for like spells and stuff, and so that's later in the game. So for this is we come in here, and now we're on top of the guy who dropped down on us earlier. We target him by clicking the right stick and do a jumping attack, which is basically just a regular attack while falling. And a fun, if you look at the boss's health bar, see I'm doing a little bit of damage with each hit. This dagger has a special property called bleed, which is where if you hit him a lot in a row, boom, there it was. That hit did a ton of damage. That's a bleed buildup. And so weapons with bleed, you want to get frequent hits, like successive hits. They're good like tickle weapons because eventually, boom, there it is again. Big chunk of damage. Oh, that was close. He almost slammed down on me. But yeah, if you don't know what you're doing in a boss fight, a good rule of thumb is try and find the boss's ass and hit it. And stay at his ass. So he drops a key so we can open this big door. I'm going to be generous in my info and just tell you there's just a nice little freebie item down on this side. Soul items like that are just items that you can choose to consume to gain souls. So it's you know, you don't lose that item when you die, but if you pop it and use it to gain the soul points and then die, you would lose those souls. So it's kind of like they're hard souls, not soft souls that you would lose. I don't want to spoil too much, but I do also want to draw your attention over to this little bird's nest over here. Listen to this. What, is there no audio? Okay, never mind. Never mind. But that bird's nest is a thing that you can deal with later in the game. Okay, so this is the end of the tutorial. And so I'm just going to walk up here. It's going to go to another cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
That church, that bell tower on the left, that's your first destination. And it's like showing you the land you have to traverse. Like you don't know this at this point, obviously, and then swoops you way down here. And plops you down. And welcome to the game. Alright. So that's through the tutorial. That's all I'm gonna give you. Good luck.